Okay, millennial pause over. I was just checking to make sure it's playing. Um, Swimming. Swimming has probably been the biggest thing in my life right now. I'm just holding the phone, so sorry if it shakes or it moves or whatever. I don't want to. I'm too lazy to get my tripod out. I don't want to be here all night because if I put on my tripod, I'm gonna just yap till the sun comes up. Um, I took a swim class last year. I was kind of updating you guys on my progress. I figure I might as well come back and tell you my progress. Long story short, I failed the class. I was taking the bronze medallion. It's a step one to being a lifeguard. I'm saying I'm a lot. I must be really tired. Long story short is I passed the written test. I got about a 75, 76, but I didn't really study. So this time around I'll study harder and get a better grade. And they had a second component that you had to do before the final exam, and that was you had to swim 8 laps in the pool in under 12 minutes. The first time I did it, I was over 14 minutes, and they had to cut me off. And then the closest I got was breaking 13 minutes. I never did break 12 minutes. So I've decided to retake the class. Worst case scenario, I feel like I can just keep retaking the class until I pass. At least it's not even about being a lifeguard. Like, I don't really want to be a lifeguard. I think for me, the most important thing is just to challenge myself to become a better swimmer. And I really do think that this class is helping me to build those skills. And so I'm learning really good skills in the class, and so I want to keep that up. It's sad though, because I see some of the kids who were with me in the bronze medallion doing the bronze cross, and I'm like, I should be there with them, but I wasn't a fast enough swimmer, so it's fine. It's fine. But I'll get better. And I'll continue to press on. So, a slightly different note, I usually do lane swims. And I was in the medium lane last year from January to about April. And then this one white lady yelled at me in the slow lane. I did a flutter kick past her. And mind you, this woman wasn't doing regular swimming in the swim lane. She was standing there doing aquafit in the slow lane. I don't know what it is with aquafit people, why they like to pay for lane swim to sit and do aquafit. Like, I even went to this other pool that I was in the medium lane, and this woman was in the medium lane doing aquafit. And I choose to ignore those people because I'm like, I don't have time to fight with people 24/7. But I've never understood why people choose to come and pay for lane swim where people are supposed to be swimming back and forth in the lane, and they want to do aquafit. I've never understood that. Like, go pay for aquafit if you want to do aquafit. Don't take up my time, right? But she ended up screaming at me because I did a flutter kick past her to go and swim. And mind you, she's facing the wall. So she's facing the wall, like maybe on this side, and I'm flutter kicking past her this way. And she's like, yeah, splash me. Yeah, splash me. I'm like, whoa, okay. I didn't realize, I mean, we're in a pool. People are gonna get splashed. But she was cussing and carrying on, like, how dare I splash her with water? And I'm sitting there thinking, how dare you? I didn't say it to her, but I was thinking, like, how dare you be doing aquafit when I'm trying to get a swim in the lane? But anyway, it was fine. I said to myself, you know what? I noticed I'm probably getting a bit too fast for this lane. Maybe it's time to go to the medium lane. So I went to the medium lane, and I've been in the medium lane since April of last year. It is now January. My plan had been, but by April of this year, I was going to move to the fast lane. So I was going to give myself a few more months, try to build up my endurance, build up my speed a little bit more. And then this lovely brown lady decided to start coming to the pool when I come to the pool. And I've got to tell you, like, she seems to have a problem with me every time we're in the pool together. So the first thing was that just to kind of build my endurance a bit more, the lanes kind of coincide a little bit. So like the fast lane has 2 different lanes. So one goes counterclockwise, one goes clockwise, and then the medium lane goes counterclockwise, right? So what I would do is I would go up the medium lane, dip under the ropes, and then go down the fast lane. And then I would kind of just do that and have my own little pathway. that I'd be doing. Obviously, if I saw somebody coming in the lane on the fast lane, I would stop and I would wait for them to go. Same for the medium lane, right? I'm not about to cut past people just because I have a unique swimming routine. And the lifeguards saw me doing it. They never had a problem with it. I never had any issues with anybody in the pool who saw me doing what I was doing. All of a sudden, she walks up. Are you in the fast lane or the medium lane? I'm like, well, I kind of dip into both. Well, you're confusing me, and I don't know why you're doing all that, and you should just pick one spot, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And she's going off. And I'm thinking, well, I said to her, I said, well, you know, I do try to wait and watch to see who's going, and I try to make sure that each person, that I'm not cutting anybody off. So she's silent. So I noticed she was kind of just watching me for the past few weeks. She hasn't really bothered me. But then this past Wednesday, I was at Lane Swim with her, and she decided to just let it all out and just cuss me out. So I've noticed that with the medium lane, there are a few swimmers who will swim 1 or 2 laps, and then they'll just rest at the wall for the pool. Right? But Wednesday, it was very crowded. There were a lot of people. And so I noticed this one guy, like in the past, he will sit at the wall for like a good 10 minutes. And so I saw him sitting at the wall. And so I thought, okay, I'll just go past him since he's always like sitting at the wall for forever and a day. And would you believe that when I passed him to go back up for Lane Swim, bro started swimming towards me like he was a road rage driver. Like the way he made sure, like, you, mind you, this is my head going straight in the water. It was like his torso came to like squeeze right past me. I said, look, I just turned myself around and went right back the other way down the medium lane, because I said, look, I'm not fighting with anybody. I'm not arguing with anybody. If you're going to be just sitting at the wall at the pool, I feel like you should give people a signal or say something to people so they know you're about to move off the wall, you know? Like, I'm trying to watch people to try and see, like, are you going to move? Are you not? And, you know, it's not that obvious. And I guess I maybe should start talking to these people, but that just feels like extra work to have to stop and ask you, are you going now? Can I go? You know, it just feels like extra work. So then there was the brown lady. So with her, she was sitting down at the edge of the pool, sitting down at the wall of the pool. She was sitting there for like a good 2-3 minutes. And then there was a crowd of people, like probably a good 8 people back to back, coming down the way. And so I said, okay, since she's sitting there at the wall and she hasn't moved in like 2-3 minutes, I'll just go and cut through and swim. And by the time I made it to the other side of the pool, she comes up right beside me. You cut me off! You cut me off! I'm not looking where I'm going, and you just came right in front of me, and I don't like the way you swim, and this and that and this and that. And I'm sitting there like, so the first time when she was coming on, you cut me off. I said, oh, I didn't realize. I apologize. And I don't even think she heard when I said that. She just kept opening her mouth and just kept screaming. Mind you, again, all the group of swimmers are swimming up. They're watching us. When I finally got away from her and went to another lane, people in that lane were watching me to be like, what's happening? What's up? But anyway, I just let her scream, and I said, look, I could say something to her. I could do something to her. I don't think it's worth it. I think the best thing is I want to swim. She gonna keep trying to cuss me every single time we're in the pool together. So I said, let me just dip out and go to the fast lane and just try and struggle over there and see what I can do over there. So moving forward, your girl's in the fast lane. I am still trying to like look and catch other people's eye before I go in front of them and swim. And to be honest with you, most times with the fast lane, I'd rather be the last person because I don't want to be slowing anybody down. And I'm not yet fast enough to keep like with that endurance. So usually what I have to do is I have to do 1 or 2 laps and then get out, catch my breath, and then go back in. But my days with the medium lane are over. I can't fight with people. I really do try and be at peace with people, but these past 3 incidences this year, it's not it for me. It's not it.